I don't know that there was anything else that we wanted to hit on regarding the periphery of the program, but certainly Eric Henderson, the only question mark there. And I don't think it was a major concern, but of course, making that transition from the NFL to college football, he now becomes D-line co-defensive coordinator and recruiter, and has to transition into that role. And he's getting after it immediately, Tim.
Yeah, he hit the boots on the ground in Florida, and he's going right after a Longhorn commit, Brandon Brown. That was his first start. I'm not sure. We started two guys. They're both in Twitter. If you're not on X or Twitter, you go check it out. But he also made a stop later on, and he's really, what we're worried about is that we know that he can coach him up. We know that he's a developer of talent. We know he's going to come with some gravitas coming from the Rams. He's doing selfies or posting up things with professional guys he played with in the past. I'm just thinking, the Aaron Donald pictures are great and all this sort of stuff, but what's going to happen when he actually goes into these living rooms? Well, going into Brandon Brown, and guess what? Now Texas commit is coming out to visit USC on February 2nd. So it just took him one morning. He's there now. I mean, it's not like things set in stone. It is recruiting, but now all of a sudden he's in his ear, and now he's coming out to USC to visit. So, I mean, signs point towards the fact that he's doing a pretty good job recruiting. And so I think two that we know of, and also Myron Charles, another guy that everybody, you look at his offer list, it's just the who's who of everybody in the Big Ten, the SEC. So these are two heavy hitters, and he's not messing around. He's not wasting time, and I can't wait to see what he can do in the next couple of weeks. He's on the recruiting trail.
And real quick, before Matt cuts loose on this one thing that comes to mind that may play into his favor as well, and we certainly, folks, check out last week's episode, and I'm sure Matt and Tim touched upon it even more, Eric Henderson's resume and what he brings to the table. But there may actually be a component here where an Eric Henderson brings a fresh, not just perspective, but just a mental freshness to the recruiting trail. That is a grind. And if you do it year after year after year after year, this might be something that, and I'm just conjecturing here, might be something that, well, it's somewhat new to him. It might actually be something that, okay, this is something different. This is something unique. I'm kind of amped up to take my shot at this and work this system. It's not like this is the 18th consecutive year I've been on the recruiting trail and I'm kind of worn down by all this. So that there could be a component there that works in a new coach's favor or a new to college football coach's favor.
I think that last point is exactly it. That when you go, when you're in college and you want to go to the NFL, one of the lures is you don't have to recruit. You can just be teaching players. And then in college, different deal. So the fact that Eric Henderson has just been an NFL coach, I say just only in terms of he's just had to focus on coaching. Like now he goes to the college game. And so that he certainly right now, and in the next 2-3 years, if he's able to last that long, he should have a lot of energy. Like he's not a college football recruiting lifer. So this is new to him, or at least comparatively newer to him. So yes, that freshness that you talked about should give him ample energy. And what Tim said with the prospect scheduling a visit to USC. I mean, all you can ask of these recruiters is that they crack open the door. They get USC a foot in the door. They get to show, look at this all-star defensive staff we have. Look at all these guys that are going to get you to the NFL. I saw in the chat, Sean Nua, he helped Aiden Hutchinson finish second in the Heisman, get to the NFL. Detroit Lions are in the NFC Championship game. So what if the Lions get to the Super Bowl? I mean, then Sean Nua says, I coached and developed a Heisman runner-up and a Super Bowl pass rusher. So, and of course, with the Amon-Ra St. Brown as well, Tim wearing the Lions hat, so the fact that Eric Henderson's coming from the NFL to the college game, yes, it's new. So he's not going to get worn out by this sort of thing. There's a hunger, there's a fire. that runs really deep, and that's certainly an advantage for USC. And I would just say that, and this is a theme that I've voiced before. It's worth repeating again, that Lincoln Riley was willing to take some time. Maybe you lose out on some prospects in December and early January as a result of being patient and deliberate in filling out your staff. But now that you have the right guys, well, there's a little bit of a window before signing day. And then there's a 2.5, almost 3-month window before the spring portal opens on April 16th. Circle that date, folks. April 16th is when the spring portal window opens. And so hopefully what Eric Henderson is doing now, came aboard late, but because of the NFL season running through mid-January. But what Eric Henderson is doing now, hopefully, is laying the groundwork for a big spring for USC. And that's been a constant theme of mine over the past month, is that, USC is not getting those splashes on the trail or in the portal, but, all chips on the middle of the table in the spring. That's when USC has to strike. And with what Eric Henderson is doing is trying to lay the groundwork for precisely that outcome at USC.
Here's really quickly. I'm sorry, Mark. Every damn show I forget people, especially the guy I'm about to mention in a second. Just wanted to recognize Danny Kennedy for Super Circuit. Thank you. That's our guy, Pete Arbogast. I'm gonna do it until he gets me copyrights and says you can't use my thing anymore. Thank you so much, Danny, again, for 1, being a member, but 2, being a contributor here on channel, and 3, now for the super chat. Thank you so much for that. Then we got a couple more guys here. We got Slap Happy hitting us not once, not twice, but 3 times. Again, thank you, Slap, for all that. And then our guy, Roy Banuelos, Micah Banuelos' dad, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Again, we appreciate all of your guys' support. A lot of you, the 3 names I just named have been supporting the show pretty much since I've come over here to Trojan Conquest Live. So really appreciate all you guys being here. We appreciate everyone being here, but especially the people that go out of their way to contribute to us in all special ways, either in the chat, you guys are lighting it up, but also through financially, through super chats, super stickers. You guys, we really, really appreciate all of your help.
Thank you.
As Matt was running down that last topic.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I see I do it every time. And then also Jeff Rodriguez, another super supporter of the show. Thank you so much, Jeff, for being here. You've been here since the very beginning. I can remember on all the USC channels. So thank you, Jeff, for being here as well. Sorry, Mark.
No problem. I will certainly get out of the way for Jeff and for a super chat or super sticker. Thank you so much, everyone. Slap Happy.
Again, with Slap Happy, bringing them, making you guys are making us very, very happy young men. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Slap Happy. All right. So I may make some folks in the chat happy as well, because I think I've come across something that maybe I'm doing this for selfish motives, because I love to tap these two on this particular show and other shows where we've got the experts here on a particular team, where I'm a personnel nerd. I want to know everyone and how good they are and who could be who. And this is not for tonight's consumption, but at some point, whether that's pre-spring or possibly post-spring practice to get us into the season, would love to hear from both of you on a series of guys on this team that are not the givens, not the superstars, and not certainly the guys that are going to play special teams. You know, whether it's 10 guys, 12 guys that are in that range of, wow, it's time for them to break through. They were a big recruit, but they've just been filling a role here and there. It's time to break through those wild card X factor possible breakthrough guys for 2024. And while I'm offering my request of these two at some point in the next couple months, folks, we always are open to field your requests, not just in the moment questions, but if you have a topic that you would like us to maybe spin forward for future weeks and months in terms of a series or a rundown you would like for us to do, we will certainly tackle those requests as well.